Hi everyone, this is Deborah. Today we're going to talk about how I was misdiagnosed for years about my back. So here goes. When women get a little bit of age on them, they start getting a lot of UTIs, or maybe it's from rough sex. I was told a lot of things. So I would go to the doctor thinking I had a UTI, and they would test my urine and it would come back clean. And then they would put me on antibiotics anyway. You know, that's when doctors gave you an antibiotic if you had a stumped toe. So this went on for about 7 or 8 years. And then when I went to Ocean City, when I left my husband, I went with one of my office managers to the doctor. I'm sitting in the dark, sorry. And I said, listen, something is not right. Something is not right. I need help. I'm in so much pain. Well, he wouldn't give me anything for pain, but he gave me, I think, a Xanax, because sometimes Xanax does help with back pain. And he gave me an antibiotic. So that didn't help. So finally, when my brother was having surgery, I had a brain tumor. I went to the hospital, and that 4-hour drive to the hospital put me down for the count. And I said, this is enough. I went in there when I went to visit my brother before his surgery. I said, I want an MRI now. I demanded it. And they were fighting me with it. I go, no, I want it now. I don't care. I'm going to be here all night anyway. Give me an MRI. When I came out of that machine, the radiologist, I looked at his face and I thought he was going to cry. He had seen what damage my back had endured. And that's when I knew. I was told to call my husband immediately and have him come to the hospital. They sat him down and told him that I was going to be crippled the rest of my life. And that's kind of like when we weren't getting along and he was on his phone the whole time. And that's when I kind of knew that he didn't care about my back. He didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. So fast forward, I went back to Ocean City and applied for disability. It took me 2 weeks, 2 hours a day. It was all done online. And I did it myself without an attorney. It took a long time to gather up all of my work history. I highly recommend you all to put every job you've ever had, your dates of employment, and what your responsibilities are in a work history folder, because you never know when you're going to become disabled. I didn't surely know. And so then I researched for 2 whole years. A doctor that came highly accredited. I finally found one who was a neurosurgeon and an orthopedic. That's what my mom recommended. I recommend that you do it too. Come to find out, the doctor that I found was on the cover of the best doctors in Northern Virginia. And so there it goes. So I had only my granddaughter and my grandson. They were like 11 years old. They took care of me. I had no one else. And you had to wear the back brace for 3 months. And so I recovered pretty well, except one day, I think it was the 17th day, I went out to my dock, because I lived on the water then at the broccoli farm. Went out to this dock and it was rotten. And my son happened to be there, which is extremely rare that he was even around me. I fell through the dock. One whole leg went through the rotten dock, and he screamed the most blood-curdling scream. And I said, listen, when you pick me up from underneath my shoulders and pick me up all at once, so that I don't jack up the 6 rods in my back. So when I went for my next appointment, it was okay. I never told the doctor what had happened. He said everything was fine. Because when you do have, screws put in your back, when you start getting a lot of pain, you really want them to look at it to make sure they're all in alignment. None of them's like gotten loose. That is a very real thing, but mine's fine. So that's my story. I was just misdiagnosed. So you could think you have a new UTI, you could think you have, a muscle sprain or whatever, but you could have a herniated disc and a slip disc. The only way to know is with an X-ray. And when I was in Ocean City, I went to a chiropractor, which I had never done before, and he gave me an X-ray, and he sat me down. He says, "Okay, this is what's going on with you." So when I found out my brother was in the hospital, I went ahead and had that MRI. From that X-ray and that MRI, I got my Social Security disability within 4 months. I didn't have to hire an attorney. I kept everything that was given to me at that date of appointment. I kept the CD-ROMs, the file, the radiologist report, the X-ray, the notes from the chiropractor, and that alone got me my disability. So don't give up. You can do it. Bye.